welcome back to the Evolution channel. My name is Eve and I'm back. It's so good to be back on YouTube. I know I took some time off. I needed to just take a break and just relax and just kind of reflect on some of the goals that I set for myself this year. So it was good to just be away and just relax. But I'm back and I'm excited to shoot some more videos, and I'm gonna try and post weekly and be really diligent about that. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get into today's topic. So today's topic is my deal breakers before the ring. So some of you already know that I'm happily married, but before meeting my husband, I was definitely not looking at the time. So I was in my last year of university, and I had just gone through a breakup and I was just kind of done with guys in general. So I was very focused on at the time I was working part-time. I was focused on my education, on just my relationship with God, my faith, and just kind of doing me and chilling. And I was just not looking for a guy and just was not interested. I would just avoid it at all costs, and I was just not into it. But yeah, it's funny how God works, because in that season of my life, that's when I met my now husband, and he didn't give up, okay? Let me just say he did not give up. And so these are some of my deal breakers. These are from my personal experience and my personal opinion, because as I took that time off just to be alone and to just be single and just enjoy being single, it really helped me reflect on the type of guy that I want at the end of the day. And I went through a lot of really bad relationships and learned a lot, so I'm thankful for them. But it really helped me reflect on what things I will not budge on and things that are deal breakers. So yeah, so I would say my first deal breaker was definitely faith. So I'm Christian and I really value my faith. It's the most important thing to me. And for me, I didn't want a guy who just said he's a Christian, you know? I wanted someone that really loves Christ and has a relationship with him and puts that above all else. And that was really important to me because I met so many fake Christians or believers, and so it's just different, you know? And I know what you're thinking, girl. You're thinking, oh, maybe you're meant to save him and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I tried. I really tried, okay? It doesn't work. Don't waste your time. And if you're of another faith, same thing. It's just, it's better for you to let that guy experience God or his faith in his own way, and then when he's mature enough to then come up to you and start that relationship. But girl, Christ came to save the world. You did not come to save the world, you know? So when it comes to marriage, that was a really important thing for me. So yeah, faith, definitely faith. All right, the second thing that was a deal breaker for me was I wanted someone who was determined, someone who will fight for me, and not just easily give up. And I just made some notes here, so that's why I keep looking here. I just don't want to miss anything that I have to say. So I wanted someone confident, someone who won't give up on me or us. So I want to tell you a short story about how me and my husband met. So I was with one of my friends in university, and my other friend was coming to pick us up, and it just so happens that Alan was friends with him. But I never met him, and I've known this friend for years, and it just so happens that this particular day we met. So anyway, we met in a car, I guess you could say, because he came to pick us up and we were going to my friend's birthday party. So fast forward, we ended up seeing each other on multiple events and stuff, and I was not interested. I mean, I thought he was cute, but I was just like, no, you know, he cute and everything, but nah, it's not my time. I'm just not interested, you know. Again, I was focused on myself, focused on my school and everything. I was just not interested. So anyway, after like 5 or 6 get-togethers, we go to another birthday party, and well, if you ask him and how he describes it is, basically I was avoiding him the whole time and I was just not paying him no attention, which I can believe that. So anyway, this last party, he was just like, I was going home and I was taking my coat and everything, and then he stops me and he's like, listen. And I was like, what's up? So he goes, hey, you know, I know you're leaving and everything, but can I have your number? So I'm like, oh my Lord, like, please, why? I'm just not I'm just not in that headspace, you know? So anyway, so I pull a little trick, and I was like, okay, I'll give you my number, but what's my name? And I was hoping, okay, he's gonna like totally bomb this. I'm not gonna have to give him my number and I can just leave. And to my surprise, he goes, oh, yeah, your name is Eve, Evelyn, Eva. And those are all 3 of my names. So I was like, okay, you know, maybe you can get a chance. So anyway, I give him my number, and he was telling me that night his friends were actually telling him, oh, don't text her and everything, like wait for like 3 days or whatever. But anyway, he ended up texting me that same night, and he was like, hey, you know, have a good night. And that's it. It was very short and sweet, which I liked. So anyway, I say all this to say is that I just came across a lot of guys who were very intimidated by me and didn't fight for me and kind of gave up really easily. And this is just a short story, but even after he got my number, I gave him hell. Like, I was just I wasn't very responsive. And yeah, long story short, he fought for me and he was determined, and I didn't intimidate him. So yeah, that's another deal breaker for me. Another deal breaker for me is I really wanted someone who is kind, loving, and gentle. So although I want a manly man and everything, but I want him to have a soft side. Because for me, those that know me, I can be a little harsh in my approach, and you know, I have a hard time, well, I used to have a hard time being empathetic and affectionate, and I knew that I needed someone that is loving and is affectionate so that I can challenge myself to do that. And yeah, that was really important to me. So I can say my husband is one of the most empathetic people, compassionate people I've ever met, and he tends to see the positive in everything. And yeah, I mean, it's just a good balance, and I realized that very early on, which is probably why I gave him the time of day. But yeah, and I'm not saying that if you're a soft person, you need to have like a more mean, aggressive person. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I needed someone from me to challenge me to be more affectionate and loving and gentle. So that's my opinion. Now girls, you know, us girls, we tend to always have like I want to say like a list of top 30 things that I need in a man, you know? And it's great to have lists, but you know, sometimes your spouse may not have all of those things, and that's okay. And this next deal breaker for me is I wanted someone who's a leader. Now that's not to say my husband is not a leader. He is a leader in his profession. He's a leader in certain things, right? But so in things like prayer time or like leading prayer or financial decisions, I mostly take the lead, and he lets me, and I think that's great. So he is not as good at those things, so I always make sure I give him that time to grow. And so as I gave him that time, he did become more comfortable leading in prayer and doing those decisions. and it's good. And so I thought it's really important to mention that sometimes your spouse is not going to have all the things that you initially want in him, but it's important for you to give him room to grow. Because sometimes, you know, God calls you to develop your spouse, so into the man that he was called to be. So I truly believe that. I do also believe that your foundational things should be good, and everything else, like things like, you know, developing his, I don't know, social skills or communication skills, all that stuff can be fixed and can be worked on, and you can grow together in that. But yeah, so that's another point that I thought was important to mention. So another deal breaker for me was definitely a healthy lifestyle. So I am a big believer in eating healthy and eating right, because what you put into your body will reflect externally. And so for me, working out, eating right, obviously you can have cheat days and stuff. I'm not like that, you know, strict, but it's important to make that part of your lifestyle, you know. And that was really important for me. And when you share your life with someone, they say you begin to look like them, and I knew that I didn't want to look like a, you know, overweight and obese, you know. So for me, it was really important for me to find someone who eats right, who values the same healthy lifestyle as I do. And yeah, so that was really important to me. Alright guys, so those are my top deal breakers before I got the ring. These are my own personal experiences. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what your deal breakers were as well, before you got married or right now if you're single and you're looking. I think it's a great thing to have, so that you know what you can compromise on and what you can't. Follow me on social media. I'm gonna list my Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook here. Till next time, bye!